kids that I work with, special needs and regular. You guys are viewed as superheroes by them. And so I guess my question is, what would you say to them as far as keeping their minds, their bodies, everything balanced in the crazy world that they're living in? You guys are, you know, they're watching the Justice League again. They're seeing you guys, and now you guys are coming back in full force. So what would you say to them as they look at you?
Shawn wants to talk.
I'm a superhero? I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
What's my name? I think it's very important that we acknowledge that feedback. Social media makes it possible for anyone to reach us, which coming up as a kid we didn't have. We had to wait for the magazines to come out or make the long drive to Venice Beach to see the guys that we wanted to emulate. But through social media, from 8 to 80, you can communicate with people and strike up a relationship with them and get very personal. And it's nice to see and hear people that we don't normally communicate with tell us how we've inspired them. I mean, I took a picture with Lenda last night, threw it up on Facebook, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry from years ago came back talking about how beautiful you look. That made me feel bad because you must be shut. But it's funny because there was always like kind of 6 degrees of separation when we came up. Like I knew someone that knew someone that knew someone, and now it seems like we all know everybody through, you know, Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. So I certainly acknowledge it. I mean, I could be sitting there doing absolutely nothing and affect someone that's over in South Africa or Germany just by responding, favoring a tweet or whatever. That's huge. I mean, and of course it's on another level with Lou because he goes all the way back to television and the Incredible Hulk, and I'm sure all of us have a story about when we first heard about Lou Ferrigno or saw him. My story was really quick because I never thought I'd be able to compete with Lou Ferrigno. He was done. He was like 17 years in retirement and had 3 kids and doing this whole thing, and he announced his return. And he made the return for the 92 Mr. Olympia, so I had bragging rights for a little while. I competed in 88, 90, 91 Olympia, so I told everybody, I'm going to compete against the Incredible Hulk. You know? And here I am, this big, and he's this big. And one day after that competition, we had an appearance in Canada. We connected through Seattle. We were running to a smaller plane, and I'm running through the airport. He's kind of lumbering behind me, and I just thought in the back of my head, what does this look like to people in the airport? The Incredible Hulk is chasing me through the airport, right? And then we got on a little plane, and he gets in the thing, and it's like, you feel the little plane kind of tip sideways. But little things like that, I think about. And then to 93, we competed in Atlanta. But going back to inspiring other people, I think social media is playing a huge role. Magazines are still there, but I mean, it's all digital now, and I enjoy being able to respond and communicate with people based on what we did. Because while we were doing it, I think I can speak for all of us, while we were doing what we were doing, we really weren't paying attention to what footprints we were leaving behind. And now, at the advanced age of 40-something, I do get a kick out of what we actually did on stage, especially me and Flex, because it was a love-hate relationship with him and I. But he made me a better bodybuilder throughout my career because he was so damn good, so damn good. Yeah.
All right. He's a great politician. He didn't answer the question at all. What message do you have for the kids? What would you encourage them to do? What direction would you encourage them to go to be the future superheroes?
Oh, let's see. Well, exercise, I think that, you know, when you're talking about social media, technology, it's so quick and so fast. And I love what the NFL, what they're doing with exercising, what they're saying, 60 minutes of activity I'm not sure if they're saying 5 days a week or per day. And that, you know, when we were growing up, that's what we did. So I think that's very important. What I love about the sport today, you know, when we started, it was just male and female bodybuilders. And what I love about the sport today, and that's what also encourages us as far as like really participating as a promoter, the fact that now we have bikini and we have figure and we have fitness. As a promoter, it's exciting to see a variety of different people coming to the shows. You know, we're opening up the doors, and we have people that are at the show that would never have been at a bodybuilding show. They get to see the bodybuilders, the figure, the bikini. And so there's a great variety. So I love that as far as our sport today. Because we were like, people looked at us as the extreme, you know. So now you can see from the extreme to, you know, bikini. And I love that. I love all of that. I think that that's what we are really doing for the sport today and how we're participating. And, you know, when you asked the question earlier about being a promoter and Lou getting in the business and you know, doing it now, it's, you know, when we start out, we're athletes. And to make that transition to be a promoter, promoting shows, extremely, that's a lot of work. A lot of work. It's so much that you don't even really see. You know, the numbers of the competitors, just the organization is so much involved. The negotiations of having this venue, sponsors, and the fact that, you know, you would think that it's automatic, that Flex Wheeler or Samir or Shawn, that we would automatically, you know, want to do a show. We do, but it's not always that easy for many reasons. And I'm sure we all know, and we kind of keep that here, but it's, you know, you can want that and want to give back. And that's what I really love about Lou, is that he said, you know what, I'm standing firm. I love this sport. I want to contribute. I want to give the best to the athletes. I want a great venue. I want to, you know, give them the best, because we know what we want, what we need, and that's major for you to take that stance. And we know what you had to go through. You'd think it'd be just a given because he's Lou Ferrigno, but you know. So as far as giving back, I think that what Lou is doing, what we do, you know, Shawn's giving a show. Your show is in Maryland. Yeah. So, you know, it's tough, and I think we're all doing a great job. I'm really excited about the sport and the fact that we have bikini and figure, and I respect every single athlete that steps on the stage. So that's what I have to say about how we get that.
Hi, my name's Tina Mace, and I just wanted to start by saying I'm humbled to be in the presence of such greatness. So thank you very much for being here. My question, it somewhat ties in with Lenda, what you just spoke about. Women's physique is fairly new, as is men's physique, to the sport. And my question is, it's specifically for you, but actually it's interesting to see from the men's perspective as well. Women's bodybuilding seems to be going to the wayside and replaced by women's physique. If you had the opportunity to compete again, would you compete as a physique competitor or stay bodybuilding? And on that note, just out of curiosity for the men, would any of them transition over as well?
To the women's bikini?
To the men's physique, but or bikini.
Great question. You know what? As far as physique, I love physique. Like I said, I love all the divisions, and I can see myself in physique, because I know that my body, my genetics, definitely, I always had full quadriceps and hamstrings, so seeing me standing in heels and being naturally like under like weighing 115 pounds, that's not my physique. So I know that I would fall into the category or physique or women's bodybuilding. I still have, of course, a great deal of respect for female bodybuilding. I think here's the thing, is that when you look at every single division, it's really important. It's about genetics first, especially when you reach a certain level or certain place. And if the genetics are not there and you're a female bodybuilder, and you have to do, whether you're bikini or figure, whatever, if you have to do something that's not agreeing with your overall look, I mean from head to toe, and especially important with women, from head to toe, you have to have the genetics and the structure. When you start to do things that take away from from your look, from the beauty of your physique, from head to toe. If something starts to happen and you're growing extra shoulder, you're losing hair, your skin's looking bad, and I'm saying this, it's not for you. It's just not for you. I see that with the men. I even see, men bodybuilders, and they just don't have, maybe let's just say necessarily the structure. They have the structure, and it's okay for a guy to, have a couple of extra things going on here and there, But with women, I think it's clear. You can point it out like immediately. I can even look at a bikini competitor and say, you can see if she has a structure. And if you're trying to do something that doesn't agree with you, then, So with female bodybuilding, I think it should still be here. But you will find that you'll have competitors or people that feel like, okay, I can train hard, I can diet hard, I can take and do whatever I want to do, and that's, to me, when you cross the line.
Do you think we should have a boundary to how far that we get big? What do you think?
Well, you know what, as far as a boundary, I think that it's about your genetics. If you're a female that you have, you can be 200 pounds, and you have beautiful symmetry, and it's in your genetics, and you have the ability to go on the diet, you have the ability to put on size and have the structure, but usually if you're going to be 200 pounds, you'll be, you're tall, just as long as the genetics say that you can do it, then it's okay. That's where I think people cross the line. It's like if you don't have the genetics, yeah. I hope kind of answer that.
Genetics may be an important factor, but it's funny, back in the early 80s, most of the bodybuilders, a lot of big guys, and when Samir came on the scene, you had guys that you had to compete against, but it's funny, in 1983, he was perfect from head to toe. You just nailed him. He did, because you're competing against guys like over 200, 230, 240, because today guys competing to like 290, 280 pounds. But in Samir's time, that's why since then, I think sometimes you had to sacrifice your symmetry and put on some more size, because you're competing against guys like Haney and these big guys. But what I'm trying to stress the fact is that every one of us has a different genetic makeup. All you can do is maximize, be the best you can be, but like, it goes to everyone. And the other factor is the fact that it affects everything else you do in life. But you take all of us, like Lenda said, we had a certain genetic makeup. Like I was able to compete at 325, 2% body fat. Everybody had a different, like for example, Flex Wheeler. He should have won the Olympia 4 or 5 times, but in my opinion, bodybuilding could be a subjective sport. And when you compete, you can be the best you can, and all you can do on the day of the show. And it's up to the judges. Everybody has a different opinion. Getting back, just not just genetics, it's all about maximizing what you have, and also that discipline combine the mind and the body together, because that affects everything else you do in life. You feel good about yourself, and you're nice to other people besides yourself, and also it follows like education, follows like your life itself. It makes you feel, gives you a greater sense of well-being.